These bloodline families, they're just lizard helpers, and lizards favored them in the past. They used to bring them up gold and gems from underground that they mined, and they would trade people gems and gold, and they would give them animals, children, all kinds of things, and just cart them down tunnels and cages. Some of these things, the Brotherhood of the Snake, Dragon Society and stuff, it's all about the lizards. They come up underneath the underground bases. The underground bases have connecting tunnels underneath of them, and they go way down deeper.
They need a methane oxygen mix to breathe, and deep underground they got sulfur pools, I guess, that make this stuff.
There's 3 types.
There's a 1 to 1.5 foot tall one. That's the real type 1.
The type 1s are covered in red diamond-shaped scales. Real type 1s are real dumb. Little dragons, those are the real type 1.
There's a type 2 that is not parasitic, but it's still vicious, nasty, carnivorous. They're all carnivorous.
Real type 2 are a little smarter.
And there's a type 3 that's 8 feet tall, has a real long neck, and looks like a gray alien.
And real type 3 run the previous 2 kinds.
Very strange. This is Whole Foods Market.
They scan your stuff in your bag, right?
So you can't even walk into Whole Foods unless you go through this machine?
Yeah.
I need my own QR code. How do I get my own QR code? How do I get my own QR code? I have to have my own QR code to come into Whole Foods?
You don't have to stand in line.
What do? They just what?
It
What
just knows you have it because it scans it.
It knows you have products?
Yeah, it's like the Wi-Fi or whatever it is. It scans the products.
Whoa. And this is the future of grocery stores? Whoa. Who did this first? Where in California?
Where was the first one? You know the city? She's from California. So you had 10 minutes, now we got 5.
And it's with Amazon. Whole Foods and Amazon are requiring this to enter. She has her own QR code to get in.
It's a secret that's been kept by cathedrals for a long time. This right here is your DNA. This at the top is your DNA from a top-down view. These geometric shapes that you see is what we call sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is an ancient study that explains energy patterns, like this turtle right here. If you look to the right, what you see here is a sand plate that's connected to some type of instrument that can send out frequency. Now let's just say the instrument is a piano, and when I hit one of the notes on the piano, it shifts the sand into these specific geometric shapes. This is called cymatics, the study of visible sound. You can also do this with liquids. Now here's a picture of cymatics in water, top-down view of DNA, and church windows. Notice they are almost identical. Now how many times have you drove past a church window like this and wondered how the fuck did they come up with that design? They didn't, it's in your DNA. Now here's something very interesting. Everything has a resonant frequency, which basically means everything has its own frequency. Now a lady did an experiment where she set up a mic in the church like this and recorded the silence. She then set up speakers to play that silence so that it would go back into the mic and keep creating a louder and louder and louder sound, to the point to where it was strong enough to show up cymatically. Now when she played that sound through water, it created these shapes cymatically. And to her surprise, the same shape the sound of the church was making was what the shapes of the windows inside the church looked like. There's only one group of people I know who can build at that level. But anyway, now remember, buildings have their own resonant frequency, which means that when you're in the building, your body is being interacted with those frequencies. So if your body is made of 60 to 80% water, and this is what water looks like when it's vibrating, that means whatever shape is made by the sound of the church is the shape that your DNA is taking form of. I believe these cathedrals are designed to create healing frequencies to make you feel good when you're inside of the church. This could be part of the reason why people feel good when they enter a church, not realizing the church is emitting its own healing frequency in alignment with the instruments that are being played by uplifting music scales.
Long story, come Jews, put me in jail, stood to me, asked me if they want to buy my shop. First number, $24 million. Then they come asking, we give you 31 million. Last number, they ask me, we give you $40 million. Why? You see this map? The Jews bring it to me. All the place here. I have 2 lines, take me to Aqsa. 2 line tunnel. 2 tunnel take me to Burak. 2 tunnel take me to Damascus Gate. 1 tunnel take me to the church. All this, come. Yo. Hey.
قوية. اوه اسمعوا بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بنضطر ننسحب يا اخوان. خلاص
An underground coal miner was nearing the end of his shift, waiting for the next crew to arrive on site, when he just happened to look across his machinery to see a man standing there, staring at him. He was just about to speak when he realized that this guy was certainly not on his crew. His helmet light was emitting no light and was in fact an old carbide lamp, not like his battery-powered one. All he wanted to do was run away, but he was rooted to the spot, looking at him. As he was about to open his mouth and scream, the figure turned 90 degrees and began walking along the side of the machine. With every step he took, the man would sink lower and lower into the ground. The worker finally snapped out of his daze and ran around the others out to see no one there. Maybe he was hallucinating, or maybe it was something unexplainable, a ghost. He wrote the time and date on the wall to help recall when and where he saw this, returning to that spot many times, hoping to see him again. He never did.
This is the craziest shit I've seen so far. I was taking the trash out with my son, and he kept pointing at the mirror and waving, and I didn't know why, so I pulled the camera out, and I can't believe I caught this. That's Rowan.
Show you a scary video. This is probably one of the most believable ghost videos I have ever seen. This video comes from security cameras from a jail. So before I show it to you, I will ask you to pay close attention behind the man. Here's the clip. If you guys didn't catch it, there seems to be a kid waving behind the guy. A lot of people are speculating that this kid is a ghost and that he's the reason why this guy is in jail.
For whatever reason, they're pretty close to the house this morning. Just out of sight, like usual. Girlfriend just came upstairs screaming, woke me out of bed, said that there's something on the roof, and I don't see it. She thinks one of them's up there somewhere. I don't know. But she said she's going to leave if I can't do something about it. So I don't know what to do here. What the hell was that? Stay out of this place. This is our home. This is our home. Need to leave. Leave now. I don't think it's going to come around for a little bit. I think that'll keep it away for a while. She just woke me up again and said she heard it on the roof. And this time so did I, so you can get out there and have a look. Okay. Oh, holy shit. All right. Some is one on the other side of the house. Oh. Oh. What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that? What the son of a... What's going on here? Oh my God.
I've lost all ambition of where they have played.
For those who don't know, there's a lake in Cameroon, like the north part of it. So there was villagers living around that lake. There was a night where the villagers were all sleeping, of course. There was a loud noise coming from the lake, a loud explosion noise, and the water started to bubble up exactly like when you boil water. And when the bubble started to pop, it started creating a mist, which covered the whole area around the lake and stuff. The villager who was living on top of a hill saw the mist around the area, but he just didn't think anything of it and went back to sleep. He wakes up the next morning and
everybody's dead.
All the animals are dead. All the cattle, livestock, even like little insects are dead. And what happened was there was an eruption underwater, which created a bunch of toxic gases to rise up like CO2, and it started to cover up the area, which ended up killing 1,700 to 2,000 people and around 3,500 animals.
It kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games and Catching Fire, the second one.
I've never watched any Hunger Games, bro.
There's basically this one scene where the people who are running the games like release a poisonous fog or whatever, and like whenever you touch it, you either like die or...
Why did you want me to sit in this chair? Okay, I'm pretty sure that just said F you twice. What has been bothering this family in this house? Why is this land so cursed? Did you just say my mom's name? You better leave my mom alone. No, yeah, exactly. No. Ghosts. There are ghosts in this house, from what I hear. What? Good night. Was that you? You stay over there. You don't come near me. Stay there. Room. You want me to go in the room? That's what you want? Okay. Why do you want me to go in the room? Okay, you have my attention. Congratulations. So this is where you want me. Okay. Hello? Is anyone in here? What do you want?
Looked like it was looking around that doorway right there.
You saw something?
Yeah.
Come out!
Come out right now. What's happening? Dude, look, the door! The door!
I'm leaving. Whatever was up there just fucking charged us. You could hear it running down, and by the time it hit the
Tell me about the Queen Mary.
There's this one room, E340, that hadn't been open for 30 years, and allegedly they closed it down because there's multiple unexplained murders and or suicides in that. Blast for 4 seconds and then turns back off.
Hey, just, do you see that? Do you see that? I'm afraid to... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Valen, you see that? You see... I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Let me just tell you what's going on right now in California in the mountains just below Big Bear, because the news is not going to tell you. And by the time they started reporting, it was already too late. So people have been stuck in their homes for 6 days, okay? Today is day 6. This is the only grocery store in the town of Crestline. It is gone. The roof has collapsed from the amount of snow. There are snow levels on the street up to 10 feet high. People no longer have food. Just for reference, this is my family's home in Twin Peaks, which is not far from Crestline. This is what it looked like in the fall, and let me show you how much snow we have now. This is a picture of our house from a couple days ago. This is when the snowstorm had just started. This is our upper level deck. Here's the deck today. Not only are we dealing with high levels of snow, now we are dealing with gas explosions and fires because the snow is so compact it is covering up the gas lines and the gas meters. So if you don't uncover it, your house can explode, as well as your roof collapsing. So you're kind of screwed because Gavin Newsom waited his sweet ass time to declare a state of emergency. He finally did it last night on the night of day 5 after we already have over 100 people go missing, search and rescues trying to find them because they ran out of food and started walking to a grocery store. Whether or not they made it there, I don't know. If they were headed to Goodwin's grocery store in Crestline, they walked all that way for nothing. So we have only 1 or 2 grocery stores around that are not in Crestline, but in Blue Jay and Arrowhead. We've got Stater Brothers, And we also have Jensen's, which are still open if people can get to them, but it's pretty impossible to do. These are the posts that I'm seeing on our local Facebook pages. This is a real problem. People are going to die, and they probably already have been dying because of this emergency, but the government just doesn't think it's that big of an emergency, so they waited. And now we are at the point where if they plow the snow, we're going to have huge berms in front of the driveways, and no one's even going to be able to get out, even though the street. Here are some GoFundMes you can donate to if you want to help. And here's another GoFundMe.
That is the inside of the store that you're looking at because the roof completely collapsed.
Please share this with everyone you know. This is our community. We need help. I did add a cute picture of my dog at Goodwin's. I will always miss that place.
Wait for it.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
You have entered a minor produce chamber. If this is an emergency, press the select button. If this is a non-emergency, press and hold the select button for 3 seconds to temporarily deactivate voice commands.
Scary Ways the World Almost Ended Part 8. The eruption of Mount Thera. This volcanic eruption in Greece 3,500 years ago was 4 to 5 times as strong as the Krakatoa's in 1883. Researchers estimate that the energy released by the explosion was equivalent to 100 atomic bombs. The blast could have been heard from 3,000 miles away. After this explosion, the earth was covered with enough ash to bring darkness to all of the world. Tsunamis ripped over the globe and wiped out untold numbers of coastal villages.
Tu vas faire quoi? Stop, viens. Attends. Viens. Connard. Espèce de connard. Viens. Laisse cette putain de porte tranquille maintenant. Non, non, c'est fini. Viens. C'est moi.
Viens. Dis-moi, t'inquiète pas. C'est rien, hein? Vas-y, éclate-toi, maman. Vas-y, ferme cette putain de porte, vas-y. C'est rien, mon bébé, c'est rien, viens. C'est rien, c'est moi, n'aie pas peur. N'aie pas peur, c'est moi. Non. C'est rien, ma bébé. Viens. Viens. Viens là. Viens. Viens, ma bébé. Allez.
I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't see anything. I didn't know if I was standing or sitting. It was almost like a joke. It was like somebody put me in a closet. You know, like when you're kids, you hide in a closet. And I thought, well, there's nothing I can do but just kind of hang out. You know, I'm not in pain or anything, and it seems okay. So I don't know how long I was there, but then eventually I could see kind of a reddish glow was happening. And I thought, oh, great, the sun's coming up. Maybe I'll be able to see where I am. But as it got lighter, it wasn't clear. It was foggy, swirling fog. Pretty, but weird. And then it started getting a little too warm. It smelled really bad. And then I started hearing shrieking and moaning coming out of this fog. And I thought, oh, wow, this can't be good. And then this voice just boomed out, scared me half to death, and said, do you know where you are? And I'm thinking. Only thing I can come up with is hell?
Do you see any source of propulsion from the flying object, including on any potential thermal scans from your aircraft?
No, there's none. There's no IR plume coming out, and Chad, who took the video, went through all the EO, which is black and white TV, and the IR modes, and there's no visible signs of propulsion. It's just sitting in space at 20,000 feet.
In your career, have you ever seen a propulsion system that creates no thermal exhaust?
No.
Can you describe how the aircraft maneuvered?
Abruptly, very determinate. It knew exactly what it was doing. It was aware of our presence, and it had acceleration rates. I mean, it went from 0 to matching our speed in no time at all.
Now, if the fastest plane on Earth was trying to do these maneuvers that you saw, would it be capable of doing that?
No, not even close.
And just to confirm, this object had no wings, correct?
No wings.
Now, was the aircraft that you were flying, was it armed?
No, never felt threatened at all.
If the aircraft was armed, do you believe that your aircraft or any aircraft in possession of the United States could have shot the Tic Tac down?
I'd say no. Just on the performance, it would have just left in a split second.
It looks like that we have a problem here that needs further investigation.
Yes.
In your belief, is this flying Tic Tac, I mean, is it capable of being the product of any other nation on the Earth?
No, like I said earlier, I think it defies current material science and the ability to develop that much propulsion. And I know there's been some physicists who have done calculations which is beyond anything that we have.
Well, either the United States has an adversary here in this world that we don't know, or we really have some serious investigations to do. I really appreciate you being here. Is there anything else about the November 14th, 2004 incident that you think is important for this committee to know that you haven't been asked here today?
No, it's been said it's probably the most credible UFO sighting in history based on all the sensors that were tracking it, and then for us to get visual and to go against the naysayers that it's something on the screen or whatever. I mean, there's 4 sets of human eyeballs. We're all very credible. Of the 6 of us that were involved in the thing, including the video, every one of us is going to do 20 plus years in the military in very responsible positions. So I would say the world needs to know that. It's not a joke.
Well, thank you very much for your testimony here today for all of you, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Horrific crash National Airlines Flight 102.
Wait for it.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Terrifying paranormal footage from real haunted house. Most terrifying paranormal footage, part 10.
Oh my God. No puedo creer. Mira, he tenido que parar aquí en la, ¿cómo se llama? En la pista, en la carretera de la 21. Hay un ovni.
Look, the whole street is fucking stopped. There's a fucking flying spaceship. Yo, look at that. Look at everybody in the highway right now. I don't know, bro.
Okay, mandaba un aparato. Mira, ni idea. A mí no se mueve de ahí.
Bro, everybody's stopping and looking, stopping their cars and literally to record this shit.
Massive tidal wave hits the earth.
Hello? 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 Oh my God! What the f is that? Face.
For the last 3 years, a man on TikTok has been documenting the bone-chilling haunting in his home. His account is filled with these unexplainable captures with new paranormal evidence being posted sporadically. Well, just a couple weeks ago, he managed to catch something that terrified him to his core.
Go lie down. It's okay. Lie down. Stay. I've been doing this all morning and I don't have time for this today. Stop. Hey, buddy. I got too much going on. You gotta cut it out. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm just gonna set it up. Paper towels. And we'll just let the phone roll. I asked you if you gotta go. You gotta go upstairs or something. Wherever you're gonna go, you gotta go. Calm down. He's okay. Please, not today. Just, holy cow. Little buddy.
The door to his basement repeatedly opened on its own, but as he set his phone down to record, a terrifying dark figure can be seen standing on the stairs. This figure continued to open the door, inching closer and closer towards the top step. This ominous pitch-black being looks to be the cause of all the strange occurrences over the last 3 years.
Okay, what I'm about to show you, if this is real, I'm going to say if this is real, but I believe in all this. You may not, and there's going to be people in the comments that are going to say this is not real. But if you are possessed, then you end up becoming Superman in a way. You have ungodly strength, like a superhero. Watch.
Just a bit of a warning here, this is pretty creepy. Yep, I'm covering another ghost clip. These clips come from a man named Franco Villegas. And Franco has a problem. Franco has since complained of experiencing things such as sleep paralysis, seeing shadows, and having objects move on him. And since the woman was seen, a viewer of his suggested to have a seance of sorts with a candle and suggested talking to the spirit.
Traído una vela y un espejo y a poder hablar con ella. Amiga, por favor, te pido que me dejes solo. Te lo pido, por favor. ¡Ah, conchetumare!
Normal. But I'm just gonna kick it back over. You ain't gonna be able to.
What is this though?
What?
Right here.
That's the power, everything. That power, all this shit in here. Extra air, all that.
That's air?
It's like this, like all this.
I didn't even see that.
I don't even know what all this is. It should look like a bomb or some shit. This is, I don't know, this right here.
I think it's a joke.
That's like the door. I think this unlocked the door. I want to close y'all in here and see.
No, don't close me in here. Yeah, I would.
I'm going to open it.
I just want to see, knock on it so we can see, can you hear?
I will. Climb out, Alicia. Let her do it.
She ain't scared of him. Close the door. She from Texas with the say something. Knock. Hold on. Knock.
Say something. Scream. Open the door, tell her scream.
You can't hear knocking.
You can hear it a little bit, but barely.
She said scream.
Closing the screen. Do it again. Oh, hell no. You can't even hear it.
Y'all screaming
hell
loud.
no. You can't even hear that shit.
It's crazy.
Look, listen to this.
Underneath the motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Look at that shit. That shit. Yeah, they had something underneath here. You can. It looks soft. Cause they don't weld it together. That's the insulation, Alicia. It's insulated. You can't even hear. That's crazy. This some fucked up shit. Whole fucking power box. And then this connect to the outside. That's how this thing get power right here, y'all. This.
What is all this shit running down?
Like they tried to clean it.
Because they don't tell them what they done rolled. The only thing you can see visible is that help.
Yeah, and them little scratches.
And these little hand marks.
Look on the roof. Look at all them scratches up there. Look. I don't even know what that say. That shit look like blood and everything.
No, don't say that word.
It do.
That would have.
I'm here. Okay, I'm not doing this.
Receive during or out? I think he's okay. Buddy!
Oh my God.
Yo, you alright, man?
I got the back open.
Alright. Got one minivan into a pole, no injuries. Got a school bus into a house. Give me a need the building inspector.
Hey, no, stay there. Hey. Oh my God. Dude. It's okay. It's okay. Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop. Charlie, come on. I don't even know how to explain what I'm seeing. Holy hell. Yes? Hello? What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my lights.
Allah Akbar. Slowly, please. Slowly, please. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Inilah landslide-nya yang masa 3 hari ini.
A Colorado officer is on trial after she placed a handcuffed woman in a police car that was hit by a train.
Who is that, Hart?
No, that's Tom check. Oh my God.
Officer Jordan Steinke was reportedly helping another officer with a traffic stop who had parked his car on the train tracks. Her lawyers claim she couldn't see any signs of a railroad at the time of the arrest, and she didn't realize there were tracks since they were flushed to the ground.
Come on, how could she not?
have known.
The woman in the video, named Ureni Rios Gonzalez, was being arrested over a road rage incident when she was hit by the train. She suffered extensive injuries, including a traumatic brain injury due to the crash, and she's now suing the officers involved in the 2022 incident. Officer Pablo Vasquez, who initially parked his car on the train tracks, is charged with reckless endangerment, while Officer Steinke, who placed the woman in the vehicle, is facing charges of manslaughter and reckless endangerment.
Some police body cam video from Pensacola, Florida that might leave you holding your breath. Sheriff's Deputy William Hollingsworth left his patrol car, watch this video, to help a man who was trapped in floodwaters last week. He saw the man get sucked down a drainage pipe. Wow. All right. He then jumps in after him. They were swept underwater. What you're seeing there is the body cam, right? So you're seeing it, it's underwater, submerged for a very long time, 30 seconds in the darkness, and then spit out on the other side. Look at this. Here's their reaction after this terrifying experience. Wow. Yeah, it's body cam.
Look at the lightning.
Listen.
You okay, buddy? Can you believe what can happen to us? Oh, just breathe. Just breathe, buddy. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to die. Oh, I die too, buddy. Suck me in. Oh, my God. You go through that. I did. I never held my like that in my life. I mean it. Oh, my God. Come here. Oh, my God.
This boar almost bit my dick off. The property owners, like the ranchers, called me up and they said, you need to come out and shoot some of the foxes, like they're devastating our lambs. I ended up going out there, and when I was driving in with the forward drive at night with the high beams on, I seen this massive big black and white boar walking between the flock of sheep with a lamb in its mouth. There was this pig and it had got a taste for meat, and I ended up catching up with this pig the next morning and shot it with the bow. It actually attacked me. The first shot wasn't perfect and it charged me, and I ended up like stabbing it to death. I was on a slope like this on the mountain, and it was really a battle. He ended up hooking the bow out of my hand, because when he charged me I put an arrow on and shot and just went down one side and like hit one lung, and it just infuriated this boar, and he was on me. And when I was fending him off with the bow, his tusk went into the bottom limb of the bow or that and ripped the bow out of my hand, and I ended up getting my knife off me and I ended up like stabbing this pig while it was like trying to run me over.
How big was it?
It was a big boar. It was like big meat-eating ball like this. Anyway, I ended up stabbing this thing to death. And
the CIA knows when the world's gonna end, and here's the proof.
There's a CIA document that came out. It's called the Adam and Eve story. It basically explains how the world is going to end. Has it been true? Well, it makes sense. They say the world is going to end because the poles, North and South Pole, they shift every 12,000 to 15,000 years. And once they shift, it causes a giant apocalypse, big earthquakes, giant tsunamis. Once the apocalypse happens, we go right back to the Stone Age. So according to this information, the first humans similar to us existed around 10,000 years ago. We were in year 2000. So that means that we're at the year 12,000 right now. And now we see global warming, earthquakes, and so on. What's also mind-blowing is that in the book, it says that we are the 6th civilization that came out of the apocalypse. And that would also explain a lot because the Sahara Desert used to be green, and the Antarctica used to have forests. So are we just in a constant loop? That's the exact thing the Bible was talking about, the massive fluid. Also, that's what probably happened to Atlantis. It would make sense for a city in the water if the water wasn't there before. So would you believe me if I told you that
Is this Ed? Ed?
No, this isn't Ed.
Oh.
You haven't killed any
No, I never said my name was Ed.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
What name do you use?
You can call me Clay.
Clay?
Clay?
Yes, Clay. Okay, Clay. So what happened? How many prostitutes have you killed?
12.
At first, thinking the call was a hoax, Howard badgered the caller, asking if he was abused or insinuating that he was some sort of incel. But as the call goes on, Clay describes in a cold and casual demeanor some of his different crimes, how they happened, and surprisingly, gives multiple details about himself.
How else did you kill him?
Well, a few times, actually most times with a hammer.
And where do you do this primarily?
I've done it twice in a parking garage, and then the rest of the times on the side of the road.
And you're from the New Orleans area?
Yes. I knew I really had it planned out. You know, I wanted to do the whole sending clues.
Right.
Oh yeah, are you in?
To baffle people, but it turned out no one noticed for a long time.
Right. Like you killed her on the side of the road?
Her, that was the parking garage.
Okay. And then what'd you do with the body? You dumped that somewhere?
Yeah, actually. I think she's probably one of the ones that they found.
Yeah.
Howard and Robin cleverly obtain a surprising amount of details about not only Clay, but the location of his crimes, where he finds his victims, their race and genders, but also he laughs about a suspect in one of the cases.
You got a wife?
I mean, you got a mom, a dad, a wife, children. You got any of that?
I've got a couple of kids, but
no wife.
Not married to the mother.
You're a white guy?
Yeah, Howard, that's pretty funny because the only suspect they had when they started finding the bodies was a black police officer.
Oh.
Turns out one of them was associated with them.
Oh, really?
So, from what we hear in the show, Clay was hunting down female sex workers, mostly African American, in New Orleans, and had stopped for nearly a year as of August 1997. And that at one point, the police had wrongly suspected a male African American police officer. From all of this information, we can gather that Clay was most likely the Storyville Slayer.
Karen, why would you say that fucking name?
Watching.
Oh, really? They're watching. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Guess what?
Alright, y'all, this just happened. A possible Mothman was spotted at a Wisconsin State Fair. The two witnesses were cleaning up the main stage when 30 feet in front of them, they saw a 7-foot black creature with glowing yellow eyes. They also said that they felt a sense of terror. Not fear, but terror. With a few flaps of its giant wings, it was gone. It flew into the night in milliseconds. Do you think these men saw the Mothman?
Opened in 1957, the Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall housed some of Los Angeles' most dangerous youth. Many from South Central LA gangs who knew violence and not much else. Dangerous conditions and abuse led to the closing of Los Padrinos on July 27, 2019. Suicides, violence, and death of both prisoners and staff all left a stain on this facility, opening a dark rift between our world and the spirit world. Both guards and inmates are terrified to return to these grounds, afraid of something they say is so powerful, they fear for their lives.
They would say that they saw different, like, black shadows, a black silhouette. Somebody was in their room, or somebody walked by, or somebody had touched them and sat on their bed.
So they would see these black beings or entities literally inside their rooms with them.
Yes.
Some of the juveniles in here were using their own blood to make ritualistic symbols on their floors and in their cells. They were speaking in tongues. To me, that says that they were possessed.
Who knows how many lost souls are still imprisoned within these walls?
This place was known as the Devil's Den.
What in the paranormal activity is going on here? Now let's slow it down a bit.
Creepy things that actually happened. On August 29, 1968, all televisions in America shut down because a strange murmuring sound was heard. They believed that it sounded like the devil, and that's why they shut it down.
A man that goes by D.M. Wesley moved into a new apartment in August of 2022. The old building that he now calls home was built in 1932, and he soon found out that someone or something might also call his apartment home.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to escape this shit. Listen to it. Listen to that. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen.
The sound of loud, aggressive banging came from his closet, but as he opened the door to take a look, there was no one inside. But clearly, something paranormal wanted to make its presence known.
This is no joke, Google Map it.
dude, these guys are hiding some crazy shit. Like Battle of Los Angeles and shit like that. That was a real fucking thing that happened. The pictures of Battle of Los Angeles is crazy. There's this big object in the sky and we're shooting machine guns at it. We got spotlights. This is like in the 50s maybe? Look at this shit. So we're putting fucking rounds on this fucking thing.
Spotlights on this thing in the sky.
Look at the rounds.
Boy, that looks like a fucking flying saucer.
Look at in the middle and look at, but those things around it, those are fucking like Ma Deuce rounds. Like they're shooting at this fucking thing. They don't know what it is.
Well, you know that there's a famous story from the Soviet Union that these guys shot at a UFO and it turned them into stone.
Is it true?
I don't know. The CIA investigated it. There's literally like a CIA document about it. That these guys supposedly shot at a low-flying spaceship. Look at it. According to the KGB materials, a quite low-flying spaceship in the shape of a saucer appeared above a military unit that was conducting routine